वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Once you begin to cultivate this habit, then you will see what is the pattern which of the horoscope, what should have happened and what is happening and what is to happen. So a prediction is linking the past with the present and the present with the future. This has happened, this is happening, that is to happen. 1, 2, 3. Right? Now will you describe the degrees?
Sorry, I don't have my chart with me and I don't know them. I can tell you the dasa that I managed.
Okay. Where is, tell me, now his moon, he said, is in Scorpio.
Yes.
So he has to be born either in the dasha of Jupiter or Saturn or Mercury, because there are only 3 constellations there. Roughly, do you know what are the degree of your moon?
I cannot recall. I know that I'm currently in the major dasa of Venus.
You are in the major dasha of Venus.
And I have just started a Saturn period within Venus.
Okay. Then you were born, let us say, in the period of Saturn, it was followed by Mercury, it was followed by Ketu, now your major period of Venus.
Yes.
Right? Then in that case, your degree of the moon, you will go and check up in the afternoon and tell me, maybe more than 320 and less than 1640. Right? Now I'll come back to this horoscope. Now you are getting how I am discussing. So remember, dasha. Dasha means the wheel of time. How?
How you know the age of the person from the placement of the time?
Okay.
I didn't quite get that.
I'll explain again. Anyone else who remembers the horoscope? You are described. You remember your horoscope? You describe your horoscope?
What the degrees, I think.
No, just describe your horoscope.
It's Tula Lagna, which is number 7 in the Lagna. And
Tula Lagna, house by house, as Maya described.
First house, there are no planets in there. Second house, Ketu.
Second house, Ketu.
Third house.
Tula Lagna means this Lagna. Now you are used to North Indian style, all of you, or South Indian style?
North.
North. Okay, then I'll make use of the North horoscope only. But get used to both. Get used to both, because in many cases, when the birth time is uncertain, you cannot work on the North Indian horoscope, because in North Indian horoscope you will have to give the ascendant first in the top. So in the South Indian horoscope I put all planets and I don't put the ascendant. Yes.
I've had the experience having taken Maharishi Jyotish and doing this one, which is like That's in the north? Okay.
Fine.
That when I sleep at night, because I have just, become when I dream, something's coming this way, something's coming this way, because I only have one in my chip, then I experience energies coming this way, and then I can translate it into the planets. But if I memorize another one, then it...
No, I'm not asking you to memorize this or that. What I'm telling you is when you have to do astrology and someone's horoscope is to be corrected and the birth time is not known. In South Indian horoscope you can put other planets without putting the ascendant. Then correct it for technical purpose. So you should learn both systems. That is better. Now coming back, you are describing a horoscope. Tula means Libra ascendant. All of you write down, please. He will dictate and you write down the horoscope. You dictate your horoscope.
Second house, K2.
Tula means you know what? Libra. Second house?
K2.
Yes.
Third and fourth house, no planets. Fifth house, Shani, Saturn.
Fifth house, Saturn, which means in Aquarius. Same Saturn as your Saturn. Okay?
Sixth house, no planets.
Sixth house, no planet.
Seventh house, no planets. Eighth house, Guru and Rahu.
Now eighth house, Guru and Rahu. So the Guru has gone 1 year, slightly one Rashi more than your Rashi. Saturn in the same Rashi. So both of you belong to almost the same age group with a difference of some months.
Have Saturn in the fourth.
Pardon? Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius. Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Taurus. Right? So very close to each other. They are neighbors. Your Jupiter and his Jupiter are neighbors, living in neighborhood. Saturn in the same house. So you belong to the same age group. Clear? Now you ask him his date of birth. It is also 65, 66. You understand? So once you remember the planetary position, you are able to see. So Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn takes 30 years to go around 12 houses. Jupiter takes 12 years to go around 12 houses. Now you take your Jupiter, count year by year. You take from Gemini, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Count up to Taurus, 12 years. You are not understood? Well, your Jupiter is in here, here. Eighth house, in here, in Mithuna. Right? Now watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. These days Jupiter is here. So you are reaching the 30th year of your life. Okay? A rough method of counting.
Jupiter is not transiting my 10th house.
Is
Is it transiting my 10th house right now?
at the moment no. Jupiter is not transiting. If you are Libra ascendant,
I mean the 8th house.
right? So you take Saturn and Jupiter and try to see. Okay?
His Jupiter is in Taurus, not in...
Whose?
His Jupiter,
No, Gemini.
Jupiter in Gemini? In the 8th house or 7th? The 8th house, 7th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Isn't there...
It's in
Pardon?
It's in Vrishabh Rashi.
In?
Vrishabh Rashi.
Oh, sorry. Vrishabh Rashi 7th house, same then as hers. Same as hers. So it is the same age group. Now you see that? So the planets are showing. So planets are not stationary, they are always moving. When I was born, Saturn was in one place. When she was born, Saturn was in one place. When you were born, Saturn was in another place. When two people were born, within that period, Saturn was in the same Rashi, but with different degrees. Now he said his moon is in Taurus. Here 27 constellations, nakshatra becomes important because the dynamic promise and the static promise. The static promise and the dynamic promise, that is all the basis of prediction. So the prediction has the element of what you call uncertainty, because the dasha keeps changing. Because dasha changes, your life changes. I am giving you roughly an idea, you will understand, because your level is not the same. So I will go down to the elementary level first. Maya was born in the dasha of, where is her moon? In Sagittarius, and she was born in the dasha of Venus. It was followed by the dasha of the sun, followed by the dasha of the moon. Then she is passing through the dasha of Mars. Mars is in her 10th house, and Mars being in the 10th house being the house of work, profession, she is serving somewhere, she is doing some work somewhere. That is the rough way of looking at it. Right? You understand? Then she would have studied various types of subjects, and one of them could also be, in the beginning, science, and later religion, philosophy, psychology type of subjects. What have you studied?
Engineer, electronic engineer.
Science, I told you, because Mars in the 10th house aspected by Saturn. But she gets interested in religion, philosophy, this also. So I said,
Why religion and philosophy?
well, anyway, therefore you'll have to remember the nakshatras, you'll have to remember the dasha, you'll have to go like this. So she goes into a technical profession. She studied technical subjects, but she studies many other subjects more. So she has a thirst for knowledge. Pardon?
I got the Mars because the technical aspect by Saturn, technical engineering.
Right.
But where did you get the spirituality from?
Well, I'll come to that slowly. If you ask advanced questions, they will be far behind. So I'll have to go slowly with the class. So remember, the dynamism is given by the dasha. The promise is static, and the static promise gets translated into an event as the dasha comes and as the planets begin to move. Right? Otherwise, what is the promise? The promise is her father is prosperous, has money. Okay? Her father is prosperous, has money. She is not the only child of her parents. To a foreign country, education in a foreign country, job in a foreign country. Her father and their family own property, land, houses. right? Okay? It has to be there. So what is the horoscope revealing? Horoscope is revealing the story. So this is what I call static analysis of a horoscope. What do I call it? Static. The first stage is you have to make a static analysis of a horoscope. Then you make a dynamic analysis. In my book Astrology Without Tears, I have given this memory tablet for you. I am in the habit of coining some memory tablets so that you don't have to memorize many things. Just remember that PACDARES. 7 steps. If you read that book, go through those 7 steps, then you begin to understand why I am discussing what I am discussing. To understand the static analysis of a horoscope, make a 7-fold analysis of your horoscope. Where a planet is posited, P, how he is aspected, A, C, conjunct. In her 7th house, so many planets are conjunct. Right? PAC. DARES, D for Dhana Yoga, which means money. A for Arist Yoga, which means problems. Which make you unhappy. R is Raj Yoga, which gives you position. E is exchange. The lord of one house goes to the other house, the lord of that house comes to this house. Exchange. And S is special feature of a horoscope. Every horoscope has a special feature. Right? It is that special feature which makes you different from the other individual. Am I clear? So PACDARES. After seeing this PACDARES, you have to find out, according to the dasha, what is going to happen now. The dasha is showing, say at 7 o'clock you are in your house, at 10 o'clock you are here in this hall. You have moved from one place to another. Dasha means this. You have moved from one place to another. So when you have moved from one place to another, what is happening to you is the prediction. You get me? What is happening to you is the prediction. Now come to this horoscope. It is the apparent picture. I have not given any degrees. I have not given any degrees. So it is totally meaningless. What I have done is a totally meaningless thing. So therefore I must give you degrees first. You write down, I will dictate. The ascendant is 1 degree 36 minutes. You know how to write this? You see, normal method of writing is, where is ascendant? Aquarius. The normal method of writing is, I say 10 stroke, which means 10 signs it has passed. Right? 10 signs it has passed, and 1 degree, 1 I put like this, 36. 10 signs passed, 1 degree 36 minutes. So this is sign.
That's
Lagna. This is sign, the degree, these are the minutes. Right? Sign, degree, minutes. Pardon?
I was just explaining it to him that it just passed Capricorn at 10 and went into 11 by 1 degree.
So now start from here. 1, this 0. When you reach here, 1 passed. When you reach here, 2 passed. 2 houses, 2 blocks you have crossed. 3 blocks you have crossed. 4 blocks you have crossed. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 houses it has crossed, 10 signs it has crossed, so 10s stroke. In the 11th house, when it has reached, where is he? In the beginning, in the middle, in the end, out of those 30 degrees. So when you say 1 degree 36 minutes, which means right in the beginning it is somewhere here. Okay? Now I will dictate the others. Sun is 24 degrees. When I say 24, I told you the sun is in Virgo. So you say 5 past 24. So you say 5 past 24. Or you need not even say 5 past, but you can put 24 degrees right in front of the sun. Right? So you must have your system of writing. So when I discuss with you, I say sun in Virgo 24 degrees. Now you know what I mean. Moon is 1021 Libra. Mars is 2221. Mercury is 2407 retrograde. Jupiter is 030. Venus is 15. Saturn is 1914. Rahu is 1032. And Ketu is 1032. So now what have I done? I have given you now the degrees. Now the whole horoscope begins to become more meaningful. Degrees must be given. Closely look at the degrees now. Sun is 24 degrees. Right? Mercury is how many degrees? Right? Absolutely close. Mars is how many degrees? 22. Again very close. Okay? He was born in the dasha of Rahu. Moon is in the Rahu's nakshatra in Tula, Swati. So therefore he was born in the dasha of Rahu. Rahu dasha 18 years, some balance he gets. Okay? After Rahu comes the period of Jupiter of 16 years. Jupiter is exalted here. He got Rahu dasha of 13 years, 0 months, 10 days. So if he was born in 1942, October is the 10th month, 11th. So if you get 13 years, 0 months and 10 days. So the Rahu period was over. On 21st October 1955, right? Then gets full 16 years of Jupiter. Goes up to 1971. Jupiter, I told you, is exalted, promising money, promising something, some distinction. Somewhere, new source has to open out now. And Jupiter's period is followed by Saturn, 1971 to 1990. 19 years will bring him to 1990. Now each major period is divided into 9 sub-periods. Saturn, Mercury, Saturn Ketu, Saturn Venus, Saturn Sun, Saturn Moon, Saturn Mars. So when I ask you, describe your horoscope, the correct way of describing is, my horoscope is this, these are the degrees, and this is the dasha, antardasha I am passing through. Right? Now if you say she has 3 years of Mars left more, 3 more years of Mars.
She's finished Mars in February 1996.
Now she will finish Mars in February 1990.
96?
Yeah, 96.
Yeah, February 1996.
In that case, if she is finishing this in February 1996, if I go in the reverse way, she is at the moment passing through the dasha of Mars and the sub-period of the Sun or Venus. What?
Mars, sub-period what?
Venus or Sun, what?
Oh, she's in July she goes to the moon, so she's in Sun. She's in And Sun just went into Venus. Sun, Venus.
No, Mars, Venus over, then Mars, Sun.
Mars, Sun, Venus, right?
Right?
Mars, Sun, Venus.
Okay, sub period. Right?
No. This one's Venus.
Therefore, Venus being the seventh lord being the lord of, in a case like this, marriage, thoughts of entering into matrimony will become predominant in her mind. That is dynamism of a horoscope. You understand that? So her desire is not to get married or have some stable, good relationship. You will begin to see in that manner. That is what he meant by dynamism. This man, some of you may know, many of you may not know, but Maya must know. His name is Amitabh Bachchan. Do you know? You know? Who is he?
He's an Indian actor.
Pardon?
He's an Indian actor.
Bas. So Maya must know because he is a very famous actor of India. He is a superstar. Now I will create interest in you more by telling you, in 1982 January, his mother Teji Bachchan came to me and gave me the horoscope. Next day, late in the night, Amitabh Bachchan came to my house, sat down, did Vishnu Sahasranam with me. Third day, my neighbor said, please let me know when Amitabh Bachchan comes. Then I told Amitabh Bachchan, you should come late, very late in the night to my house and don't tell me when you are coming. He said, why do you say that? I said, then I don't have to tell a lie to persons. If my neighbors will ask, when will Amitabh Bachchan come, I will straight away say, I do not know, because that is truth. When I say you come anytime late in the night, when you suits you. So I am not telling a lie. When I told that gentleman who was writing that thesis on the Bhagavad Gita and astrology, I said, you can drop into my room, you are writing on a good subject, I love it. He said, can I meet you? I said, I am in India and you can just knock and come to my room anytime you like. In India, we don't believe in that formality of fixing the schedule beforehand. But if I given a time for reading, that's a different thing. Otherwise, you are welcome to come and drop into my room anytime. He said, you are writing on a beautiful subject that is dear to my heart. Write a beautiful piece. Isn't it? Writing a beautiful subject. Yesterday you were discussing. I said, you drop in any time. It doesn't matter. Only find out if I am free. If I am not free there, you sit there, I will be talking to someone. Suppose I am doing someone's reading. Naturally, I have to devote time to that person. Otherwise, you are free to drop in. He dropped in and he met me when he was passing through the Rasha of Saturn. He had already become world famous. And the sub-period of the Sun. Right? Where is Sun? In the 8th house. Lord of the 7th house. Right? The year is 1982 January. At this stage, what do? I see the transits of planets. I see Saturn is going to move from here to here. Right? In other words, Saturn will be in the 8th house from his Lagna and the 12th house from his moon. So his mother came and asked me. I said, there is danger to your son, there can be a serious accident, be careful. He's a world famous man, earning so much money, everything okay, but there is a danger during this period. You see a definite basis I have for saying what I am saying?
Why would there be danger when Shani transits the 8th house?
8th house.
Sitting on top of Mars and Venus.
Pardon?
Sitting on top of Mars and Venus.
Sitting on the top of Mars and Venus, that is one good explanation you have given, thank you. But in the 8th house, we call what is known as the 22nd Dresh Kona. All that I can promise to you people today, here, in the presence of Bong is, if you prepare the theory part of this book properly, I can take an advanced 2 days intensive camp with you in November. Don't ask me to teach you elementary lessons. You will be wasting me. Right? I am teaching you some elementary lessons. You should learn them yourself. You can have a small group, or you read that Vedic astrology without tears, or Bong, you run a small class and prepare them beforehand. So when I go straight away into this, I answer her question because she has put an advanced question. If I say it is 22nd Dresh Kona, you will say I have not understood. If I say it is the beginning of a week, Sade Sati, then you will not understand. So I want to take that up and see. I am seeing the danger because I am seeing 2 danger signals in the transit, and I am saying 2 danger signals in the Mahadasha and Antardasha. So 4 danger signals. I say, what are you talking about? Your son is going to have an accident. Be careful. It's a bad time for him. World famous man. Amitabh Bachchan means people are mad. In India, millions will go to see him. I asked her because I said she will know. She is from Indian. Amitabh Bachchan, she will know immediately. Right?
Good in Mauritius.
Pardon?
In Mauritius, it is popular.
In Mauritius.
It's popular.
Very popular everywhere. Wherever there are Indians, he is popular.
So you have thought because it's going into the weak side cycle, okay? That at that age, is he about in his 30s? His 30s at this time?
1982. He was born in 1942.
Could there have been danger to his mother, considering, in that time sometimes the mother, a
It's-
family member might die, and the Lord of the Fourth is Venus?
Yes, anyway, so many things will happen. Everyone will be troubled. Who will be troubled? For that, you will have to make a detailed analysis. Now, having done this, we prepare on the basis of the degrees what we call the Navansha. The Navansha is the 1/9 division of a horoscope. Right? The word used is Navansha.
One question before you get into the concept. If I looked at this chart, the first thing I would have thought was that the Lagna was 1 degree.
Yours. Your.
That's the first thing I would have thought. This Lagna is 1 degree. This Lagna.
Anyway, you describe your horoscope and your Navansha now.
Me, I haven't got my
You don't have your horoscope.
17.
Pardon?
I'll bring it 17.
Okay. Now, when you describe your Navansha, what are you describing? You are describing the inner, subtle, real picture. Okay? In the birth horoscope, what have you described? The gross, outer picture. In the Navansha, what are you describing? The inner, subtle, S-U-B-T-L-E, subtle. If you have any difficulty with my pronunciation, stop me and ask me. Right? In USA, I speak slowly and loudly. so that I am able to communicate properly. I hope you are having no difficulty,
No,
right?
there is no problem.
Huh?
Very interesting. Fine.
So therefore, the Navansha should be correct. If the Navansha is wrong, my predictions, my reading begin to go wrong. On that basis, I will go deeper and tell you therefore the birth time should be correct. Because if your birth time is wrong, this itself can go wrong. Here in this case I have told you the Lagna is 1 degree. If there are 8 minutes less, the Lagna could be Capricorn. My reading would be different then. The first important thing therefore is the importance of the birth time, correct birth time. The second thing is correct casting. These days we have got very good computer programs, but you should even be able to understand a horoscope. When a computer program horoscope is given to you, you should be able to understand. Then first thing you have to promise to me today is, from today onwards you are not going to see a single horoscope without seeing first the birth horoscope, then the Navansha, and then the Dasha. 3 steps. Right? 3 steps. Step number 1, the birth horoscope. Step number 2, the Navansha. And step number 3, the Dasha. Right? If you keep on seeing this repeatedly in so many horoscopes, now you do one thing, all of you. You take each other's horoscopes, collect it. You have got a very small population here, 10,000 I was told, in Fairfield. You know each other rather well. Collect horoscopes, take the dashas, take the antadashas and note down the events of life. The best method is a practical method. Just one moment. Now, Bong, if you can come and note down the Navansha, I will go to the restroom and come and do it. In the meantime, you can save their time. Note down the Navansha here. This is the Navansha. This, where is it? This is the Navansha. This, South Indian style, North Indian style. I will use the third word. The inner subtle picture. Okay? Oh, yes. Very sorry. I told you 2 things first. The static promise and the dynamic promise. The static promise is planets as they are there. You are seeing this fan here, right above your head. Right above your head there. You now switch it on. It begins to move and give you breeze. That becomes dynamic. It is static at the moment. That is dynamic. So the dasha is showing the wheel of time, the changing of everything. Now see, notice in this case. I'll proceed slowly. In the birth horoscope, Jupiter is exalted. Right? Exaltation in Cancer.
Does it matter that it's 0.30 degrees in Sandhu?
Pardon?
It's in Sandhu in 0.30 degrees. What, Jupiter?
Pardon?
Jupiter is in degrees. Is 0.30.
Right, so therefore in the first Navansha. So these elements about Navansha etc., this you should prepare yourself well. So that in November when I come and take a workshop, straight away I can discuss these things technically with you. Right? Now in the Navansha, you find Jupiter is continuing to be exalted. So the promise here is retained here. Okay?
It's in
The promise in the horoscope is retained in Navansha. The promise could be otherwise. The inner picture, well, that promise is there. So this man, in the static analysis, we saw he would become rich, glorious, famous, honor. Again we find it is so.
and it's in Cancer as well.
Venus in this horoscope is debilitated here, in the birth horoscope. It is improved here in the Navansha, gone into his own house. There is the improvement in the condition of Venus. Understand that? The Sun is here. In the Navansha, he has gone into his own house. Improved. So Jupiter becomes stronger, exalted, and we call it Vargottama. Vargottam means not changing the sign. Jupiter is stronger, Venus goes into his own house, and Sun goes into his own house.